Hello, my chickadees! Welcome back to my nest. Today we're going to be checking out a little game called Sin. Not S-I-N, S-Y-N. Now, this one is by Casket, which we've played a few of their games on the channel, and I love their art style and the stories that I've seen so far, so I'm very excited to jump in and check out this game. This one was entered into both the Murderboy Mayhem and the single choice jams, so this is going to be good. Alrighty, it already jumped on in here. That was all that it said before I clicked here, was this has been made for these jams. So we didn't have a title screen, but that is totally fine. Oh, we underwater already. 7 days ago, the Silver Treader rose from a classified hadropelagic trench in the Pacific Ocean. Painted on it was the blood of the 3 scientists that were cradled in the submarine. Painted on it? Like from the inside or the outside? If it was on the outside, it'd already be washed away. So, I guess from the inside. Their bodies were nowhere to be found. 6 days ago, the Caspian cell, armed with their blessings of science, disembarked into the trench. 5 days ago, it emerged with a catch. 4 hours ago, everyone in the facility was reclaimed by the sea. So they caught something. They caught something, and then within days, they're all dead. I don't think they should have caught that. I see where the Murderboy part comes from. The hadropelagic zone is the deepest region of the ocean, tucked sweetly in the deep trenches, deeper than the darkness of the abyssal zone. Rapid scientific developments have allowed marine biologists access to the most mysterious part of the seafloor. Underwater facilities were quickly built into the mesopelagic zones, around 200 to 1,000 meters into the depths. Okay, the audio's picking up a little bit again. Let me turn that down a little. Oh, that's a cuttlefish, isn't it? That took me longer than it should have. Like, here's the eyes, here's the little tentacles, here's the body. That's a cuttlefish, I think that's what it's called. You are a marine biologist of the Embryo Deep Facility. Emboro, not embryo. Deep Facility, conducting research on deep-sea crustaceans. Your work has always been mundane. You collect samples and study them. You're nothing like the biologists with the death wish to plunge into deeper waters. The ones who bring a gun not for krakens, but for themselves. Each sample you receive is larger than the last. It makes sense. Deep-sea giganticism makes an orgasm more efficient. Better metabolism, better gathering of food, better nutrients once it falls to the sea floor. Large isopods are burned into the back of your skull already. The Silver Treader is going back into the fray to capture footage of large eels. I hope we're not in the same area, but I'm pretty sure we are, huh? Rumors circulated that they were eating the waste propelled by the Emboro Deep. You remember seeing Makawa, Boro, and Lewis before their descent. Oh, are those the 3 that died? And you cannot get the visions of their remains painted on the front of that submarine out of your head. On the front of the submarine, so it was outside. It was like smears of a wild animal, but you know it was done with intention. 3 ventured back in to find evidence of the dead, and to capture what had brought them to their demise. Oh! Hello! Hello! There's a little glowy eyes. It was difficult to describe this creature at first. Humanoid in some aspects, but nonetheless alien. The higher-ups was unsure what to name it. The process usually takes long and is bureaucratic. It was relatively docile, but would become aggressive when any test that were not purely observational was attempted. I mean, if I couldn't understand somebody and they just came towards me and start poking me with needles and stuff, I'd get a little aggressive too, you know? Multiple facilities were injured. Multiple faculty was injured in the attempts to take its blood. I mean, I don't blame him. I don't blame him there. What conclusions were made were slim. It is a male of its species, and shares characteristics with cutthroat eels. Something under its skin makes it bioluminescent. Those who captured it reported that it only began to glow when arriving at the facility. It does not communicate, but it seems to understand human language and the meaning behind words. Any attempts to make it communicate has been futile. It's ignoring the scientists. Its primary goal is a scavenger. Considering the death of 3 scientists of the Silver Treader, it may also be a predator. He just hungry. He just hungry. I mean, he wants some num-nums, and num-nums came straight to his door. And apparently, similar num-nums gathered him and was attempting to take blood and poke him and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, extra num-nums. Just a little fiery num-nums. There we go. Little feisty. You know, like feisty popcorn. There you go. And has not eaten since arrival. But didn't he break back out? It said the sea reclaimed it. It had meant to be contained to a tank meant for dozens of animals. It had to be contained. Multiple numbers for its full length had been thrown around. 50 feet in length. 75 feet. It is large, but that's all that matters. Oh, he's a very big boy. Most formal businesses surrounding the creature had to wait. Word gets to the outside world only through monthly supply runs, and reveled in the discovery of a new species, that they were the only ones who knew about it. The facility collectively named the creature Sin, after the scientific classification of Synaphobrachinaid. And perhaps it was a sin to bring it to the Embro Deep. You aren't quite sure what happened or how fast it did. Oh, some octopuses. A few hours ago, you had been given a half-dead octopus that was the size of a preteen girl. These things shouldn't be down here. There's a few abnormalities. 4 too many tentacles, an extra set of eyes. Mutations that were otherwise unnecessary. You heard a few rumbles far away. That was only natural in the Embro Deep. Underwater earthquakes and large supply halls can often cause rumbles. It was not until someone burst into your room with blood rushing down their arms that you were alarmed. You didn't know who it was before they were dragged back into the darkness. Okay, so it's a straight up horror movie now, right? You closed and barred the door, sitting in the confines of your workroom. Against the door, you heard the alarm bells and the screams. Wet, putrid sounds of sea creature flesh and the tearing apart of human tendons. There were a few small implements used to vivisect the new specimen that you grabbed to fend for yourself. You knew in a real fight that they would do nothing. Having them, nonetheless, brought you peace. So, we're standing there with a scalpel. We're standing there with a little scalpel. A little tiny doctor scalpel. Sitting here like, we're good. We're good. We're good. We are so good. Whatever just dragged that fully grown man out into the darkness like it was a rag doll. You know, it's not going to stand up to our scalpel. Our scalpel's going to save us. You waited until it was quiet outside, save for the sound of live wires. You open the door. For now, you could only walk through the carnage. It was hard to see through the flashing of red emergency lights and puffs of steam from broken pipes. Part of the ceiling had fallen, making the once familiar hallways difficult to navigate. Attention! All personnel must evacuate Emburo Deep facility as quickly and safely as possible. Proceed to an escape pod or submarine located in 3 emergency broadcast experiences. Static and cease operation. Truth be told, you don't remember the safety protocol. No, did you guys not even have like test runs or go over it? No. You went over them once when you arrived and never again. This is why it's important to do drills. It's important to do drills for this instant. You'll make your way the way you can. Under rubble, you always found bodies. So many of them. You don't know how you got here, but you feel it does not matter. But when you reach a door left in pristine condition compared to the other wrecked ones, you can feel it. The room is blanketed with the dust of rubble from the shaking of the facility. Otherwise, it's left clean. Papers are still stacked nicely on the desk. The pipes rumble, but they do not burst. Oh, hello. And towering above you is the creature in its containment. How big of a freaking tank is that? To have that much of a wide open... Oh my god. Because didn't they say they thought he was like 50 feet long? Dude. Hi. He's so glowy. Its hand rests upon the glass. Tail almost wagging when it sees you. This is the first time you've seen it in person. You've seen sketches that look like they were drawn by children as supplemental material. Its eyes follow you as you move across the room and in front of its tank, but its head does not. You stand in front of Sign, who looks down at you with what humans would read as glee in its face. I mean, aren't we just num-nums for him? Of course he's happy. Num-nums is walking to him. Dinner and a show. You're the cause of this, aren't you? It moves closer to you to meet your eyes. Oh, we can talk. Perhaps I did. Its voice rings in your ears, but it does not open its mouth. Hello, buddy. Hi. Look at him. I do not know your language, but I know your thoughts. You're scared, and I'm sure me communicating through your mind does not help. I'll have to apologize, but I know you will not forgive me. It is in your complicated nature. You swallow and hold your head in your hands. Blood pulses through your eardrums and you feel dizzy. You don't have a lot of time to leave this place, human. Everyone else is dead. All that scampers through the corners of your facility are the very being you captured. Consider it their version of... what is it? Revenge? You swear you see a glisten in its deep eyes. I do not feel a single other soul of your kind with blood that still sings so sweetly. Is that jellyfish? Unfortunately, as much as I was able to rouse the desires of the other creatures of this vessel, to turn them against the evildoers who forced them from their homes, they are still all too blind in their rage to release me. They are animals, after all. They cannot operate in the mechanisms. However, you can. I'm willing to enter a contract with you, similar to the one you signed when arriving here. Confidential, binding, eternal. There are a set of buttons over by the pipes to my right, your left. Press the red and blue one at the same time, and you will override the system. The pressure will become too much, and the glass will break. Should you do this for me, I will make sure you make it to land unscathed. You will not tell a soul what happened here. Should you let even an ounce of it leave your body, the weight of the sea will fall once again on your body, and you will be returned to me. Oh, wow. So he's using, like, telepathy to talk to us, and he also is influencing the other creatures on the board. So the other creatures on the board are what, I guess, killed off our crewmates, and they're trying to get him out, but they're not smart enough. Okay. And now he's like, okay, well, if you override the system and let me out of here, I'll make sure you go home. You just cannot say anything to anyone ever, or you're coming back to me. Alright, I mean, that's actually quite a fair deal, you know? You look to the buttons, and your gaze returns to Sin. Or Sin. Why did you kill them? Are you referring to the 3 who ventured into my territory in hopes of stealing those in my community for your study, your experiments? It was a warning. A warning to abandon your sight and return to whence you came. How is what we did any different from what you have done here? Okay, I don't know what fish that is. Sorry. I am defending my home, just as you have all before. You are stealing my children from me. If you release them back to us, they return with permanent wounds, disfigured beyond recognition. How repulsive. You feel vomit building up in the back of your throat. I did what any other creature in my oh, this is Zen. Sorry. I did what any other creature in my position and power would do. I brought, what is it called? Hell upon your species, just in this instant. Is that a volcano? Or an underwater volcano? Or, I think. I could call upon my distant brothers and sisters to overtake everything you have ever built. We could make it happen. We can make it swift. To feel the rush that comes from the state of sweet blood. Sin's voice, without an opening mouth, is making you uncomfortable. You are not meant to be this far down. When this vessel collapses, you and everybody will collapse alongside it. You will not even last a fraction of a second under that pressure of the water. If you manage to survive for longer than that, then the fear of the darkness will swallow you whole. If you refuse this deal, you will never find your way back. Look at yourself. You're tired. You're about to spill your innards onto the floor. As if on command, you hunch over and vomit all over yourself. He read our mind. He was like, yeah, you're about to puke, buddy. I can tell. So, you're saying if we help you, you'll make sure we get home in one piece. But also you're saying if the ship collapses, we're dead. We can't survive the pressure outside this capsule. But how are you planning on getting outside this capsule without capsizing the boat? Or, you know, making it implode. It's a mixture of food, water, and viscera. As such, I will leave unscathed in every scenario. The vessel will collapse on itself, and this glass will break, erode, whatever nature decides. I will be hungry, but I will be free. In every scenario, I will return home. The same cannot be said about you. I am practically giving you a gift, even though I should allow a squid to choke you to death in its grasp. I will not bother killing you myself. You cover your mouth and wipe the excess of your vomit from your lips. Take my offer. For your sake. Will you a free sin, guardian of the abyss? Okay. What do we say no? I will refuse. I do not need the help of a murderer, of an alien with bloodlust to find my way home. You hear an echoing hum in the room of unsatisfaction. I see. Selfish to your core, even now. If that is the case, then we will have no reason to continue this dialogue. You feel a weight being lifted from your mind. You rub your temples and your eyes as if you were once again a small child. For a few more minutes you stare at Sin. It only stares back. Your communication has been severed. Finally, you swallow and continue your way through the Imboro Deep. Eventually, as you walk cautiously through the carnage, you find a submarine. It is the same make and model as a Silver Treader. You've never driven a submarine before, but the escape subs have special mapping to take you safely to land. All you need to do is flick the emergency switch and go on your way. Now you wait. Allow the submarine to safely disembark and take you to shore. So we just left him there and got on the submarine. You're tired and allow yourself a quick respite. A short nap is all you need. What? Okay. Okay. I thought he'd kill us. The August 15th shipment comes to a crumbled facility. There is nothing to recover. All files are lost to the sea. Their papers drained of all ink. The bodies have been washed away. At least what is left of them. The supply team makes a conclusion that an explosion of an unknown source caused the collapse of the Imboro Deep. Any submarines not taken have sunk to the seafloor. And there are no known survivors. 7 days ago, the Silver Treader rose from a classified trench in the Pacific. Wait, this is the beginning. That's the beginning. Okay, just play it over again. Okay, we're gonna try this. Will you free him? Yeah. Yes, I will. It does not move its mouth, but you know it's smiling. Wise. As I have stated before, if you look towards the pipes, you'll see 2 buttons. The damage to your vessel has already overwhelmed these systems. Hold the red and blue buttons at the same time for up to 7 seconds. You listen to its instructions, holding the buttons for as long as you hold your breath. You hear the creaking of the Imboro deep from the room. It's suffocating. The glass starts to break, and then it shatters completely. The room immediately fills with tens of thousands of gallons of water. You're swept up in the rush, taken completely into the sea. I hope, for your sake, that we never have to meet again. Oh, he did take us to shore. You aren't sure how you got here, washed up upon the beach of an unknown country. Risen from the Zone 9, 1,000 meters down, relatively unscathed. You spit the remaining seawater and sand out of your mouth. And of course, you vomit once more. You do what you know, and you do what you can. You make your way inland as far as you can and hide yourself within a community. If you're found by anyone associated with Imboro Deep, you know you'll be forced to tell them what happened. One way or another. and you know you'll be carried back out to sea. Those glowing eyes are in every dream, after all. Okay. The game just shut on its own. Okay, I guess that means we're done. Wow. That was pretty cool. Like, Sand was just like all chill. Like, listen, you can either let me out, and I will take you safely to shore, dude. As long as you don't talk about me, I will take you safely to shore, and you can live your human life as a thank you. Man, he wasn't caring though. He was like, I'm getting out one way or another. And sure enough, when they sent stuff back down, everything was busted and washed and everything. So Sin was fine. Sin was just being himself. He was like, yep. This flimsy glass ain't gonna hold me. I'm out of here. All right, that was really cool. Yeah, I like the artwork. So they said alien at first, and then they said he has like a community down there. So is he just like a deep sea creature? I'm taking it. Hmm. Highly intelligent though. He wasn't happy that everybody was playing with friend, his fish friendies. But anyway, as always, the link is going to be down below, so you can go check out this game for yourself. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.